The Speaking Tree. In a town lived two friends named Pabuddhi and Dharmabuddhi. They were quite wealthy, but while Dharmabuddhi was content with his life and his material acquisitions, Pabuddhi was always hankering for more. He was also jealous of Dharmabuddhi's intelligence and sense of contentment. One day, Pabuddhi said to Dharmabuddhi, "Your talents are wasted here, my friend. Why don't you go to some other town and take advantage of opportunities there? I can come with you if you like." Dharmabuddhi liked the idea of going to a new town and having new experiences. So he agreed, and both friends set off. They lived in the new town for many years, and there, with Dharmabuddhi's astute mind, they not only availed themselves of many opportunities but were also very successful. When they had amassed a lot of wealth, they decided it was time to return home. As they were returning to their hometown, Pabuddhi said to his friend, "You know, we are carrying a lot of money. If our relatives find out, they will all want a share of it. Why don't we hide some of it and return home with only a little bit?" "That's a great idea," Dharmabuddhi said. "Where should we hide it?" They walked around looking for a suitable place near the edge of a forest. Pabuddhi spotted a huge tree that had a cavernous hole in the trunk. "I think this would be a good place," he said to Dharmabuddhi. "Here in the hole of the tree trunk." "Are you sure?" "No, no, not in the hole, but in the ground near the tree. This will be a landmark so that when we come back to retrieve our money, we'll be able to find it easily." "That's a brilliant idea, friend," Dharmabuddhi said, and the new friends dug a deep pit, put most of the money in the large pot, lowered it into the pit, and then packed it off with soil. Then they went home carrying only a small amount. A few days later, Pabuddhi returned to the spot and dug out the pot. Then he went to Dharmabuddhi and said to him, "I run out of money and need some more. Come with me so that I can get some from the trash." The two friends went to the spot where they had buried their money and began digging. They shoveled all around the tree, but they couldn't find the pot. "You are a thief," said Pabuddhi, turning on Dharmabuddhi. "You have stolen all our money." "I didn't steal it, I swear." Dharmabuddhi was very distressed at losing the wealth, but more so at his friend's accusations. "How dare you call me a thief? Perhaps you took the money." "Are you calling me a thief?" Pabuddhi shouted and attacked Dharmabuddhi. Soon the two former friends were fighting each other, bloodying each other's face with punches. Finally, they decided to take the matter to the king. In court, Pabuddhi narrated the whole story about how they had buried their wealth near the large tree and how the pot had disappeared. "Maharaj, if Dharmabuddhi didn't steal it, then who did?" he questioned. "No one else knew about it." He paused deliberately and then continued, "Except for the tree. Maybe the tree knows who took it. Why don't we ask the tree?" The king looked at Pabuddhi incredulously. "Ask the tree? How will the tree tell us? It was only witness, and the wise say that in matters of justice, nature never lies." The king thought for a moment and then agreed to test Pabuddhi's theory. Hence, a date was decided when the king, his judge, and the other ministers would question the tree. On the appointed day, Pabuddhi, Dharmabuddhi, the king, and his men, and many curious townspeople gathered around the tree. Then the judge asked loudly, "O divine tree, you are the only one who was witness when these two buried their money. You must have also seen who stole it. Can you please tell us who the thief is?" For a minute there was a deep silence. The people around the tree dared not even breathe so as not to miss the answer in case the tree happened to whisper it. All eyes and ears focused on the tree, but no sound came from it. The judge repeated his enquiry. "O divine tree, if you saw the thief who stole the wealth that was buried near your roots. Please tell us who it was. Dharma Buddhi, this time a booming voice came from the trunk of the tree. The king, his judge, and his ministers were flabbergasted to hear the tree declare the name of the culprit, and that too in a human voice. They all turned to look at Dharma Buddhi, but that man, instead of looking guilty or even apologetic, was busy piling up dry leaves and twigs around the base of the tree. What are you doing? Prabhuddhi shouted in panic-elated voice. But without a word, Dharma Buddhi lit a torch and set the dry foliage on fire, which soon spread to the trunk of the tree. Suddenly, loud screams came from the tree, and Prabhuddhi's father jumped out of the hole, his clothes on fire. Al-ha! So the truth comes out, the king declared, and ordered the soldiers to put Prabhuddhi in chains and lock him up. As they say, greed breeds dishonesty. This is a folk tale from the Pancha Tantra.